morning. I swear a lot.
Hello friends, and welcome back to Limbus Company. Hey, something new happened. It's good. I'm always pleased with how quick PM roll out new stuff. LCB checkup, I have no idea what it means, but all my boys and girls are wearing really fancy hoodies in the intro. I like it. I'm interested to see what's going on. Apparently it's an event as well. We've got like 3 going on at the moment, although these 2 are technically over now, I think. Yeah, it's just spend what you got or claim what you've got, but the events themselves are closed. That's fine. I pretty much did them both. Missed out on some of the stuff for Miracle in District 20, but it was like manager card shit, and I gotta be honest, I don't care. My manager card already looks how I want it to. Let's have a look at this. I love the hoodies, very stylish. Of course, Heathcliff rolls up his sleeves like I do. We have so much in common. Oh yeah, I wanted to look at the story. Oh, wow, it is actually. Oh my god, it's actually an intervallo. Shit, alright, we're in there. Data collection. Amass data used to purchase various rewards from the reward exchange screen. Well, let's see what the rewards are. That appears to be an identity. It's an ego, which might be an identity. Let's have a quick look. It's an identity that uses an ego. Oh my god. Ooh, that's Big Bird. That's Chunky Bird. Oh wow. There's some great stuff. Okay. Alright, yeah, cool. Okay, yeah, let's go in. Alright, that's as much as I can reasonably do. And this has already been a massive waste, so it'll do. All the Kurakumo IDs are up to level 50. Barber's up to level 44, and I've got plenty of IDs here I can work with. This is stupid, I know, but I don't care. Let's go in. Let's go in. Have a good time. So I need to reevaluate this ever so slightly because Ring Pointerless Ji-Sang is level 4. That's not good enough. It's just not. But I don't want to use Captain Ishmael because I use her for fucking everything. That's the problem. We'll bring in one who... No. Sorry. We'll use one who grips. I didn't think they'd come out with an intervallo so soon. I look from beyond the glass window as the sinners battle furiously inside the large indoor arena. I love a training arc. You damned imbeciles! What's the point of everyone rushing at the same enemy that's already staggered and nearly dead? Fools! Fucking troglodytes! Faust had attacked that entity first. The blame lies flatly with the others' delayed decisions. The fault lies with you, Ishmael. Apologies, yet concerned was I that to not dispose swiftly of that foe would... I think this is a great show of teamwork. I had no idea how hopeless the sinners were in battle without my command. Damn, I guess we never really thought about that, huh? Damn it, why won't any of you listen to my perfect orders? Or your genius order was our lass's head end up dangling from 1/4 of a neck. It was a necessary sacrifice to gain an edge in battle. Worry thee not, thou befitting of a hero, 'tis to perish in place of our compassion. Donkey! Don Quixote falls before the merciless onslaught of enemies. I had so many things I wanted to say to them, most of which were variations of, you're doing it wrong, but I had no choice but to watch as their woefully abysmal decisions continued to bungle the fight. If I tried, this researcher next to me will get in my way, claiming that they haven't finished collecting the data. This one's reaction speed to emergencies is exceptionally fast. So, can I help them now? Please? Will you stop pacing and compose yourself? We are almost done here. That should be more than enough data. Take control, manager. Oh, thank God. I had a lot I wanted to say, but let's help the sinners out of this bind first. Yeah, they need the help, especially since I equipped them with Kurakumo clan identities before they went in, as a joke. Oh, that's fun. Oh, I didn't think we were doing this. Oh, we're so fucked. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, it's not so bad. It's just not good either. They're only level 47. Alright, we stand a chance. A lot of our identities are level 50, so it actually won't be that bad. We need to start with you. Sadly, Honglu hasn't started with his opener, but I'm sure we can make it work regardless. This is a good little challenge, though. Oh, it's neutral. You'll have to be fine. You'll have to be okay. Unless some of these moves suck. This is a lure team, so we're going to be looking at a lot of burn. How many of them? Is it the full load of sinners? Doesn't appear to be. It appears to just be this 6. God, I love the lure team. This will be an interesting fight for damn sure. So 5, you're targeting Hongler. Okay, Hongler. Struggling, yeah, I figured. Struggling, yeah, I figured. I think Cleve has a better chance of success. I don't know, we'll see. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, I like this. Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. You're going for Hongler, which means one of these two needs to counter that. Lenticular Rend, neutral, versus Shadow Cloud, favored. All right, give it a go. I haven't used this team much, and now I'm being tested with them. Dominating, at least we'll get one. Cackle has a bad chance, but if it does succeed, we would lower their SP, and that would be helpful. Let's just see how it goes. All right, yeah, whistles. That'll help a lot. Beautiful. I fucking love the barber. She's so cool. Rhodia, look at you go. Nice. Yeah. Good kick. Good kick. I love that kick. I tell you what, they're fucking bringing it, actually. Oh, nice. And we get to watch their moves properly this time because it's a focused encounter, so we see every single interaction as it plays. Go on, Faust. No, Faust. No, Faust. That was pretty bad. But the overall results were so much better than I could have expected, so there's that. They're pretty fucking quick. 2 6s. We've got 2 6s as well. But we can't intercept a 6 with a 6, so we have to play this carefully. Rhodia, you're up against yourself. Today I face myself. Scattering slash. Okay, 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 okay. Very good. The music's banging as well. I like this concept straight away. I think this is very cool. Another Cackle is struggling and you don't have any ego. How's that looking? Such filth. 10 plus 4 or 4 plus 3 plus 3. I think that's the better shout. We'll see if it is. With that in mind... Oh, wait, they've got another 6 going for Faust. I hope that dodge does a good job. I hope... I reckon Faust is going to get bodied. How much do we need for whistles? 4. Okay, yeah, we're not getting that this turn. If we can get Cloud Cutter going on someone, that would be amazing. Getting 2 hits would be really nice. Hit yourself. Do they have passives? Or is it just their, yes, their standard passives? We're literally just fighting the identities. Okay, that's fine. You can deal with that, and then... Would you have a better chance of winning? Favored. Cloud Cutter. Maybe focus on taking one of them down. I know that Le Rhodia is dangerous. I reckon we're going to be trading an identity for an identity, so this will be interesting. Go on, I'll make you a new dress. Do it. Do it. Yeah! Oh, yeah. Oh. It's fucking magnificent. It's fucking magnificent. Go on, Rhodia. Yep. Yeah. Good, there's the stagger. Ah, see, I didn't consider that. Okay, well, fucking... She's dead. Yeah. It's fine. Got a second stagger on Rhodia, so that's pretty good. We have more people than they do, so it's alright. That was good. Okay, good. Fucking gorgeous. And now we have, we have Verso in here, so we're pretty much guaranteed to win. You're using Ego. Luckily, you're targeting Gregor. And he does have his own. However... Yeah, there is a way around this. There's absolutely a way around this. We only have the one Ego, though, so one of these we're going to have to clash directly, and the other we're going to have to stagger them. How close are you at staggering? 128 to 175 versus 180 to 134. It's near enough the same, really. That can go up to 28, and that can go up to 27. So Capote is easy, or Capote, I don't know. However you pronounce it, that's easier to deal with. So we should focus on staggering you preemptively. Ah, you're targeted. Okay, all right. Yeah, no, this is good. This is good. We can work with that. So you take the clash. You do your best to deal with that. We'll see how it goes. And the rest of you be on her. It wouldn't actually do that much, but I just don't want to let her do it. But I don't think we need to use everyone on her. She's weak to pierce. We do have some pierce skills, but they're only Ryoshu skill 1s, so they're not great. Now you got to clash to make sure everyone else can go first. So how much would that do? 7 to 13? Not enough. What about Cloud Burst? 7 to 13. Okay, so she's weak to Lust. All right, so Scattering Slash should be a good one. I'm gonna say even with Paralysis, Sewing wouldn't be it. So we can't rely on Honglu's ability to... Well, I'm gonna say he's not even using it anyway. We can't rely on Ryoshu's Paralyzed to stop her from actually fighting properly. That attack will hit regardless. So we simply need to make sure it doesn't happen. I think it would be best... Yeah, to just make sure. Just to make sure. Let's see how it goes. I think that was more damage than was predicted. Yeah, I overdid it. I overdid it. It's fine. It just means she's gonna get absolutely bodied. There we go. Yeah. Good. Nice. Sadly, they all come back now, but one of them is dead. So this gives us a distinct advantage. All right, we got something going. You're the fastest. You're targeting Rhodia. Rhodia will have to contend you. It's looking better now, though, because their SP has gone down. You're also the fastest, and you're going for Otis, and she's going to absolutely body you. It's not going to be close. I think I'm going to really enjoy the combat in this intervallo. I think I'm going to like this a lot. This is exactly the kind of thing I want. I want some really cool, really solid mirror matches. I think that's exactly what I'm gonna get. We're all sat around like those fucking people at Project Moo. They better come up with something good, and they're like, you have no fucking idea what we're coming out with, lad. Get a load of this shit. What do you think? Nice. Good shit. Bam. Boom. Not a lot of damage, but hey, it was alright. Nice. Oh, he's so doomed. Oh, she's so good. She definitely provides a lot of power to this team, but I do appreciate what the Kurakumo members are doing as well. Nice. Now, we are 3 levels higher. At least all the Kurakumo IDs are 3 levels higher than theirs. So that's worth taking into consideration. Like, that does provide a clash power difference, I think. Oh, Honglu did a kick! I love it. Can dominate that. Favored. You're doing another ego. Very annoying. Sky clearing cut is actually favored. I'm going to give Rhodia a chance to absolutely clean the floor. I'm going to give her a shot. She's special. Now she can prove it. You can deal with Rhodia. They've all got bleeds, so Cloud Cutter ain't going to do nothing. Let's see how it goes. I love using a new team, new-ish, you know, fucking Merceau is here and I've used him many times, but I love using some new identities, quote-unquote, new to me. It's always very enjoyable. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, he's so cool. Oh, hell yeah. Go on, Honglu, you got yourself. Beautiful. Yeah. Oh, oh, I love it. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what our Smash players call game. As in, the fight's over, not that we have game. No Smash player has game. Get out of here. Nice. Oh, yes, very quaint challenges. What else? I'm hoping there's going to be something fucking ridiculous in here. I'd like a bit of a scrap. Like if they've made a hard mode or something and added an extra challenge to it. I think you know, normal mode should be reasonable so that people can enjoy the narrative, but I would appreciate the addition of like an extra challenge where it's like, yo, you don't have to do this, but if you want to do it, here it is. Well, that went well. As expected of our executive manager, the exceptional development of your strategic genius reminds me of the earliest years of my career. It was 1962, and we all used to wear a white onion, which is the only one we could get because of the war. Thanks. Okay, anything to snack on, guys? I'm starving here after that, bro. You will maintain an empty stomach for the duration of the tests. Oh, she's not gonna like that. Next on the docket is... I would have asked Maso for a massage if I knew this was coming. Whose idea was this anyway? Is our boy Maso a fucking massage dude? Is he a massage therapist? Is he good at giving masseuses? What a bro. Well, if you really want to get into it, we can trace this right back to your vacation request, Gregor. Not that this wouldn't have happened without that, but yeah. Oh, come on, fellas. There's gotta be more to it than that. Nope. It was literally because you wanted a vacation. Sure there was. Not that it would have made any difference. Because like Ishmael said, this all began with Gregor's particularly egregious stretching. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I do believe he's done it again, hasn't he?
가야 할 곳으로 보내준 것뿐이죠. 보이는 걸 베어냈을 뿐이고요.
Dope. And they gave us XP tickets, which I desperately need. Gonna go spend those immediately. Yi-Sang, you're supposed to be in this team, bruv. We need to get you there. Sharpish. Because I reckon the power of this team will really unlock once Yi-Sang gets in there. Don't know for sure. I should point out that I'm recording this before the last Limbus episode went up, so if you're like, Foreman, I've got the perfect team for you, and this will literally make the Kurakumo team work, I haven't seen it, so I don't know. I'm just running with what I got. Good sign. Wow, that sound just now. I didn't know a human body could make a sound like that. Oh, it's just doing some stretches. Can't seem to do them without making these noises nowadays. I can picture someone being like, is that something to do with your bug arm? And he's like, no, I'm just old. Just old. Huh? What do you mean you can't? That right there is the creaking sound of time's ravages sink. Ooh, I know Dante's been turning the clock to rewind our time, but I feel like my joints are starting to grate. I know what you mean. I definitely don't feel as spry as I used to. Maybe the pain from repeatedly dying and reviving takes a toll after all. I mean, I'm sure there are some injuries they just haven't rewinded from, right? I don't know. Does Dante rewind the clock for every single sinner after every single battle, or do they only do it for those who fell or are otherwise too injured to continue? It wouldn't surprise me if some injuries went untreated, or at least unwound, unrewinded. I don't know. Yeah, dying sure is a pain. That's when Hong Le flippantly threw out an innocent comment amidst the complaining sinners. Speaking of which, isn't it funny how Don Quixote is totally fine even though she's hundreds of years old? She's got to be the oldest of us by a lot, right? And her knees are fine. Hong Le's unprompted catapulting of such a heavy subject brought the busy air inside the bus to a sudden stifling halt. I thought we were going to take some time to actually broach that subject, but you just bulldozed through the whole mess, huh? I must have made things awkward. I didn't realize everyone was so sensitive about their age. That's, 'tis naught to concern thyself with, be not so. Of course, there was also someone who could not care less about the bus's air quality. Oi, Scoot, that's my designated seat. You're planting your ass in, I'll whack ya. On the other hand, is this guy without a care in the world. Almost makes me wonder if he even remembers what just happened. Oh, well, maybe this is your chance to get back at him for treating you harshly. Don Quixote, I'm sure you can sink. I've never seen your eyes sparkle like that before. I am quite fond of the current temperament of our company. Unless young Heathcliff here suddenly morphs into a villainous scoundrel, I have nearly a wish to exact violence upon him. And... right, now that's over with, let's all sharp and keep his chinwag to a minimum, yeah? Seems plenty villainous dickish to me. Anyways, am I the only one thinking that's about time we got the thing? The thing? Well, you know, the thing that we tried a while ago but didn't get to enjoy due to some unforeseen issues involving crabs and a anxiety-riddled breakdown. Deathmatch. Not that, don't you remember? We even played volleyball by that big body of water. Contextual clues suggest that he is making a request for a vacation. Yep, absolutely. Yep, let's all go to a spa or something, relax, get massages to loosen up our muscles some, please. You still have expectations for our employers? Yeah, this does seem hopelessly optimistic, does it not? Ah, I recall that young Merceau had given thee quite the exquisite massage, hath he not? I have an astute knowledge of the major muscle groups and nerve structures of the human body. Also, this metal hand gets right into the fucking cracks. For many weeks following that massage, my body was deprived of any sensory stimulation. Thus understood it was the philosophy of Merceau's physical therapy, that the most infallible methodology of convalescence from pain is to remove any and all stimulation, including that of pain. It seems that the time is here. Virgilius? Yes, I knew this day would eventually come. The day's here. Why is everyone acting so serious all of a sudden? Rhodia's observation is correct. While turning the clock does indeed turn the time, a certain degree of exacerbating fatigue cannot be alleviated. This necessitates that we employ a certain measure to verify the status of each sinner. What could it possibly be that it needs this much build-up? In other words, it is time for Limbus Company's dramatic gulping noise. Regular checkup. Regular checkup? I remember the last time I had a fucking checkup. Don't tell anyone. How much can I hurt myself by sitting in a chair and shouting into a microphone? We did get a call from the higher-ups a while ago requesting that we send the sinners in for a regular checkup. But it was repeatedly delayed due to several limiting circumstances on our end, like being stuck in the middle of the lake, for instance. They've been obnoxiously hounding us for quite some time. I was starting to get tired of explaining our absence. Checkup? What checkup? Don't be so on edge, Heathcliff. Such proceedings are regular occurrences at most corporations. We're not a corporation, we're a company. I've never personally experienced it myself, but sounds like they're just checking to see how we're doing health-wise. I turn around, getting ready to say, right, Ishmael? Only to become face-to-face with Ishmael's shocked expression frozen onto her face. The 500-yard stare has returned. Well, this is unexpected. I thought Ishmael, with her worldly experiences, including being a sailor, remember, would leap onto this opportunity to lecture us all about how things worked outside Limbus Company. Regular checkups are... Oh, you're gearing up to explain what it is. Coolio. You got 30 seconds to wrap it up. Ready, set, go. No. Not the regular checkup. Miss Ishmael's expression seems to suggest otherwise, Miss Rhodia. I did hear that some fixer offices or associations employ varying methodologies when it comes to regular checkups, depending on their characteristics. Locked up until there's only one left standing. Locked. Blood of my colleagues, the only key to escape. What kind of checkups did she have to go through? Was this on fucking... This can't have been on Ahab's ship, surely. But wasn't that the first time she was a combat fixer? Or a combatant, as it were? I thought before then she had like a desk job. Did she have to do a deathmatch during her desk job? Or was there, I assume perhaps there was a period of time between Ahab's ship getting fucking bodied and her joining Limbus? Like maybe she had other fixer jobs first. That would probably make more sense. Ishmael wasn't the only one responding with a pale-faced abject horror at the suggestion. Do you even understand what kind of regular checkup you're getting into? I'm asking if you're prepared to go through the regular checkup, no matter what happens in the process. Are you prepared to endure through everything that... Oh, what's wrong with this bloke now? Mate's looking all pale. He just don't like needles, does he? I don't understand why everyone's making such a big deal out of this. I don't think it's that bad. I think the small bit of information we got out of Ishmael indicates that this might be a massive problem. I think we used to have annual health checkups back in school too. What kind of checkups? They'd put us all in the same room, measuring heights, weights, running some basic fitness tests. Prithee, wherefore do they seek the measures of such characteristics? Must you really ask a full knowledge and an analysis or analysis or analysos of each soldier's status is indispensable intelligence for officers to have on hand? What soldiers? I was talking about my school. Right, so that don't explain shite about why you need to know that, does it? Why'd they find it necessary to spray people with those stinking chemicals just to see if someone's got lice in their clothes? He must have gone through his share of rough checkups too as a kid, I guess. You all keep asking questions with your most obvious answers. In fact, I've been wondering when they'd test us. Otis confidently marched up to the front of other sinners with an assertive grin, as though she'd been waiting for this very moment, like she stated. The true purpose of this checkup must be to elect a true authority amongst us, among us. A true authority? Yeah, second in command, a lieutenant, a first mate, as it were. By your parlance, true authority, could it be that you are questioning whom among us is our leader? But I'm standing right here. I humbly request that you avoid plaguing yourself with any unnecessary misunderstandings about my suggestion, Executive Manager. Of course, I must preface this with the declaration that there cannot be an iota of doubt toward Executive Manager Dante's authority. Oh, okay. But was this not always a topic of great contention among us? That which of us is most fit to command this squad of sinners? Isn't it Ishmael? Or maybe Faust? I'd say more Faust for sure. The only reason I'd say potentially Otis is purely because she has taken on the role, not necessarily because it was given to her. That's what I thought too. This lack of cohesion is precisely why we always fail to face our enemies as a team. Always scrambling, always underprepared, always taken by surprise. You must always be ready to drop to the ground and give 500 push-ups whenever your superior commands you to. Always maintain the willingness to sacrifice your well-being and life for the sake of the glorious victory of your allies. It's all missing. Where is your readiness for self-sacrifice? No one's arguing with you, Otis. Who are you even talking to? So to summarize, the regular checkup entails putting us all in a small room and making us fight to the last sinner standing? Silence fell upon us, a Hongler's succinct summary. Battle Royale. Ryoshu fucking loves it. Wouldn't you know that just so happens to be her favorite movie? Go figure. I've been looking forward to this. Fuck it, I'll give you lot one hell of a fight. My fist used to be bloody infamous in the back streets. Fine, so that's how we're doing this, so I'm ready to roll. Guys, this isn't... Okay, so where are we off to? The excuse me. The regular checkup takes place at... The sinners seem to be under some serious misunderstanding about what the regular checkup entailed, but Faust had obviously long given up on correcting them. The headquarters. The headquarters you speak of must be the headquarters of Limbus Company? We're going to HQ! Yes. Ooh, we're finally getting to visit the headquarters, huh? A whole year after they hired us. We should be right on time upon immediate departure. This instant thou sayest, yet mine heart is faint prepared. Prithee, allow us some time to prepare our travel provisions. Where's the HQ anyway? Hopefully it's not too far from here. That is a secret. However, I'd like to inform you that it exists in a location inaccessible via Mephistopheles. Oh, come on, how are we supposed to get there if you're not going to tell us where it is? Inaccessible via Mephistopheles? You're not about to suggest that we board the warp trains again, are you? Fie, I shan't ever board the warp trains again. No, I wouldn't. Indeed, we will not be boarding a warp train for this journey. So are we taking the back doors or something? Yeah, good point. Let's take them doors instead. A sound suggestion. However, in lieu of sufficient information regarding each door, the destination may hold an element of randomness. Or, due to the variable nature of its activation period, the resultant destination may not reflect our intended end coordinates. Or, an unexpected closure mid-passage through the frame may behoove us to bid the company our last farewells and embark on an untimely journey of no return. Are you sure this is a sound suggestion? Oh, I'd rather take that bloody train instead. At least we won't remember what happened once it's over and done with. Battle Royale. Or Royale, whatever. So, further research was necessary to ensure safe transportation to the intended destinations. Further research? Are you implying that you made modifications to the back door? A close assessment, however, it would be more accurate to say that the back door was merely used as a reference. How did you even make the time for research? Weren't you doing everything with us the whole time? LCA and Faust established multiple communications with a certain new wing aspirant company during the spare hours between our travels to garner multiple cooperation efforts regarding the stabilization of the back door. A new wing aspirant company? That's interesting. A new wing? Are they looking to take over L Corp's vacancy or something? Quite sharp, Gregor, but the direction of your intuition could be improved. D-. It is a company seeking to seize the imminent vacancy of the ever-declining W Corp. So Warp Corp are on the way out. W Corp. Is that so? Yeah, that makes sense. Stories of W Corp's decline have been spreading more and more as of late, and I'm not surprised that some companies would consider this to be an opportunity. Newspapers also featured op-eds regarding a possible management crisis at W Corp, with many of them discussing the mysterious disappearances as well. Well, yeah, there was mysterious disappearances during Ruina, and there have been mysterious disappearances during Limbus. They're not doing very well. Also, blood fiends keep making their way onto their fucking trains, and it's a bit of a problem. I see, so they've been furtively planning and preparing to take over W Corp's position as a wing. But to supplant a wing even before it falls on its own? Now that's certainly peculiar. They must have something, a scheme perhaps, in the works, and to ally with such ambitious parties as... Is the headquarters looking to start a war of the wings? I, at this moment, am not privy to such details and probably wouldn't tell you even if I was. Miss Otis, we needn't make predictions in such rashness. Recall that W Corp has been mired in troubles both internal and external, having fallen to such desperation as to seek the assistance of our company. It is no wild presumption to predict that it shall crumble ere the advent of such violent pandemonium. For indeed, inefficiency is the bane of technology that brings ruination to those that fail to overcome it. Our research efforts, however, were quite efficient and successful. Its mechanisms are similar to that of the back door, but it eliminates the corridor, instead establishing a direct connection from one door to another. A portal, if you will. Yeah, but is it a warp portal? Do we spend 50 million years in a warp portal, or... Oh, so you resolved all the aforementioned side effects then? Not quite. Similar difficulties to the aforementioned cases were observed. Sometimes the accuracy of the target destination coordinates were lacking, or in other cases the activation period would be cut short, causing the door to shut prematurely and amputate the subject as they were traversing between doors. Where have I seen that before? I think there was something in like X-Men comics or something where like Wolverine got cut in half when a portal closed on him. He was fine because he's Wolverine, he's alright, but yeah, that's fun. But I swear I've seen it in other fiction as well. Can't remember where though. There has been much progress in the stabilization efforts, however, minimizing pentasection incidents. Most recent incidents have been limited to bisections. Bisection certainly is an improvement over pentasection. That is technically true. They both sound equally awful to me. I would not behold mine own left and right shoes, so cruelly sundered, forced to be so far apart upon our coming to the headquarters. Well. All this idle chatter of unnecessary concerns tells me that your bus life may have been too uneventful lately. Looks like the research arrived while you were wasting time. I saw a large and unfamiliar vehicle through the window. Is that the vehicle? It's got no windows though. How tiresome. Now off the bus. Off the bus! A lot of lore I wasn't expecting, to be honest. Oh, not too much story though. I want to get back into the combat. I want to fight more identities. It was a good start. It was a good heated start. The vehicle. Once we disembarked the bus, we made our way into this unfamiliar vehicle of sorts. Its interior was mostly metallic, filled to the brim of convoluted-looking machines, and on the opposite end of the entrance, a massive door loomed over us. Ah, this is... Assistance from P-Corp in the process of developing this device was indispensable. So do we have vehicles that have portals in them? So we have mobile portals? Because that's pretty fucking strong. I'm surprised the head isn't like, hello, yes, I would like all of these for myself first before anyone else gets them. Wait, that means... In cohorts with young Chisara, are you? Chisara? Was it Chisara? It's been a while, Chisara. Hoy day, much did I aspire to regale her with the tale of the contract's glorious completion of mine heroism and bravery. 'Tis quite unfair of thee to meet with her all by thy lonesome, young Faust. Your concerns will be taken into account next time. Faust seemed relieved. Ah, worry thee not, for thou hast availed us the sight of Limbus Company headquarters thy tit hath been tatted for. There are numerous reasons for which you were yet to be allowed into this headquarters, but as it would be a fruitless effort to explicate them all, we will not cover that subject here. Well, glad to hear we're not sitting through another lecture. The primary reason, however, that there were several limitations to bringing the members of our department to the headquarters brought upon by frequent trans-nest movements and irregular scheduling of our missions. Why'd you say all that if you were going to explain anyway? Wait, more importantly, what's that about collaborating with P-Corp? Boy, here we go again. P-Corp's singularity can be summarized by the following 4 words: expansive space warping technology. So, you know, like a TARDIS, basically. Lots of space in small object. Let's let Faust explain. Oh right, didn't you say that Miss Chisara told you something about how the principle of P-Corp's singularity is a lot like how La Mancha works? Right, La Mancha was much larger on the inside than it looked from the outside. I was right. Well, really, I just kind of remembered, I guess. Oh yeah, I've been meaning to ask. Don't other wings already make liberal use of different kinds of space-expanding singularities? It's, how should I put this? Isn't it a bit too mundane of a city tech for P-Corp to call space manipulation its unique thing? That was quite the intelligent question, which is why I choose to ignore it. Compliments! How nice! Ishmael was correct in suggesting that technology to expand a given space is a commonly employed technology by other wings as well. An example of one such invention making use of this space expansion technology but isn't a P-Corp singularity would be Mephistopheles. The ultimate purpose of P-Corp space expansion technology is to create the safest place in the world, the shelter from the 28th of March! Did I remember that correctly? Alright, you know what I'm referring to, though. A perfectly protected construct, its interior sheltered from the world outside, no matter how severely its exterior is battered. To have a sound structural integrity no matter what, its interior is safe from any and all harm. Therefore, the more expensive the P-Corp product is, the safer its interior is from a damaging outside conditions such as extreme pressure or shock. Perhaps the way in which the interior is completely insulated from the outside is comparable to a full disconnect from the outside world by sheltering in a separate dimension. In conclusion, the exterior of this vehicle utilized P-Corp's singularity, which means that it can protect its interior from all forms of impact, not to mention it has enough room to hold more than 13 people inside. Don't dimensional trunks or containers also transport things to other dimensions? Or something? Sync, why are you freezing up all of a sudden? There was this creepy story that used to circulate among kids back when I was in school. Here's how it goes. So a Deviat Association employee makes a delivery to a house, then looks away for a second, and a curious kid crawls into their courier trunk and... I'm gonna stop the story there. Look, that story kept me up at night for a whole week, okay? I couldn't stop having nightmares about that scenario where... Hey, come on, sometimes a story's just a story, except in the sea, it's never a story. Not necessarily. Unfortunately, the story that inspired Sinclair's week-long nightmares was most likely an accurate retelling of a true story. Several regulations were added to HANA and Deviat Association's rules to prevent cases of people being stored in dimensional containers. From a certain perspective, it may be said that the warp technology employed by W Corp shares a degree of similitude. The parallel lies in the fact that it also transports humans to a different dimension, the difference being that they are packaged in a safer manner. Therefore, perhaps enough of a connection exists to say that they operate on the same scale. Anywho, the point is that we'll always have access to the headquarters as long as we have this vehicle thing, right? This will certainly make the logistics of communication and supply much more convenient. One question, however, how does the company plan to move this instrument, as I expect there would be much trouble on its own? Has that detail been hashed out yet? No. In order to establish a more tangible level of communication with Limbus Company headquarters, an effective means of transportation such as this vehicle will be installed in the nests across the city. In summary, an efficient means of transportation such as this vehicle here, developed using P-Corp and the Aspirant W Corp's technology, will gradually be installed at various points across the city. I bet it was fucking expensive to get the nests to agree to that. In every nest? Of course not. The technology is still experimental. It is astronomically expensive to install and operate. Virgilius gave us a firm clarification. Activating now. Faust tinkers with various machines and contraptions within the vehicle, and the giant door from earlier began to tremble, making a loud noise. Wherefore is that gate over yonder shuddering so? Energies now linked are routing toward that gate. When the gauge displays around the glowing door fills, the door began to slowly open, and then it was like a weird portal or something. Entering now. When it fully opened, Faust made her way inside like it was just another door. Well, let's follow her inside, I suppose. There was a bizarre and incomprehensible noise of machines, coupled with a low droning noise. Yes, we have arrived. Welcome to the Limbus Company headquarters. This place is teeming with people dressed in all sorts of odd outfits, walking briskly between their busy desks. I hear heavy doors opening and closing from here and there, along with that odd sensation I've been feeling from time to time. It's the floor of the LCE department. Haha. Now the game becomes a business management game where you have to build up the Limbus Company. All your identities are now useless. LCE? Hopefully we'll get to proudly stride in through the HQ's front gate one day. I doubt it. Combat! Oh, actual just Pikachu. Okay. I was kind of hoping for more mirror matches. I really like the mirror matches. I'm sure we'll get more. You look like a nerd. Actually, you look like fucking Vincent from Catherine if he was wearing a funny coat and opaque glasses. So how long's this scruffy nerd gonna stare at us for? Right, are we waiting for something to happen, or are we all suddenly unfamiliar with the concept of introducing ourselves? Given that no one appears to be willing to introduce me, allow me the liberty of self-introduction. My name is Hohenheim, the chief researcher of this company. Yeah, that's Vincent, alright. To be precise, he is the chief researcher of the LCE department. To be more precise, I am the chief researcher responsible for the entirety of Limbus Company, hence why I have never slept. To be even more precise, the only reason he retains that role is because Yi Sang and I have been excluded from the research personnel files due to our statuses as sinners. Someone must stay behind to continue the research after all. Someone less important, and less handsome and or beautiful. And someone less competent, and someone with more sleeping problems. Ah, so you two are friends, yeah. While it seems entirely unnecessary to establish a label on this relationship, it could be said that we are acquaintances who routinely and unwillingly maintain a regular level of communication with one another. I'm in agreement for the first time since we were acquainted. I hear that our department has reached out several times to yours to remind you of this regular checkup. The nature of the LCB department necessitates that we are constantly on the move from one nest to another, which makes it rather difficult for us to give you an immediate reply. I would have expected someone like you to already be well aware of this obvious detail. God damn, it's smart people shade, which is the most insufferable. Yes, I was very well aware. I'm also quite aware of the fact that your department has been giving us that same reply over and over again like an answering machine. And this must be Dante, the executive manager of the Limbus Company Sinners. I'd like to say hi, nice to meet you, but I don't suppose you can hear what I'm saying. The manager extends their greetings. Charmed. It is grueling and arduous work to be in a position of leadership, especially when communication issues come into play. Sometimes I cannot help but wonder if my researchers and I are even speaking the same language, so I do commiserate. Because it's literal in your case. Hello! Ego users! Yeah, we saw Big Bird, in the rewards screen. And Firebird? I can't remember what it's called. The Phoenix abnormality? Maybe? I can't remember what it's called to save my life. It might be Firebird, but I don't know. How odd their clothes are. Ah yes, allow me to introduce you all to Martin and Alyssa. Martin and Alyssa, two of the few researchers directly in my command. Are they wearing gear extracted from abnormalities? But how? This has never been done before. Definitely not by L-Corp. Or the Technology Liberation Alliance, although I don't know if they necessarily did it as much as they just nicked it from their L-Corp location, but I digress. It occurs to me he's probably wearing one as well. The electric is... Might that be telepole related? There are multiple the centipede. Maybe that's the centipede. Maybe he's wearing centipede ego. The shock centipede. It might not even be ego at all, but, you know, I'm just speculating. Happy to have someone who recognizes them. Are they like gears scavenged from the former L-Corp? While there are partial similarities to their gears, enough differences are present to distinguish them. Indeed, we attempted our own brand of extractions, successfully, I might add. While the news of the production of Ego Gear in Limbus Company's style was already received, this is the very first time they are observed in person. So you must have abnormalities contained in this facility, which I'm sure will never be a problem. So that's why I've been sensing abnormalities in here, huh? I'd love to play Limbus Company Oration 2. You know what I mean? Lobotomy Company 2. Limbus Corporation 2. But I'm sensing distortions and Picatula too. Distortions is a bit more concerning. Indeed, as they are containment and research subjects for LCE department as well. Oh yeah, we've brought distortions here. Yeah, I forgot about that. Faust closely observed the ego gear Hohenheim was wearing like an exceptionally harsh judge in a fashion contest, so it is ego gear. I bet it is Shock Centipede. Apart from a few imperfections in the finish, the level of ego extraction visible here is quite acceptable. Input appreciated. This is a product of thousands of repeated experiments and subsequent failures that have been meticulously conducted and studied in order to extract it with an acceptable level of stability. But at the end of the day, I did it, like I always do. Ah. You did it? Are you sure you want to take all the credit when your team is standing right behind you? We're used to it. We're used to it. Oh, piss off, I'm going mad and surrounded by these self-absorbed twats. They are, I have to say, gotta give the writers credit, they're getting Heathcliff's writing more and more realistic. It is getting, like, we're far, far from the days of he's got the crackers, which is just not a term here. His dialogue is becoming a lot more real, I guess. Watch them fuck it up in the next scene. I don't mind if they do, it's funny. But it is interesting to note that they're getting more true to life with his dialogue. I'm just about ready to get violent on some poor bastard. Let's get on with the checkup so we can get back to the bus, yeah? I feel the very same urgency you express. There is much we must cover, regrettably, given that this is the first ever regular checkup performed as a group since your employment. Faust also does not wish to pass more time without substance. Let us begin. Very well. Our first task shall be to assess your abilities in response to emergency situations. Wait, you just pressed something. Emergency situations? The walls of the laboratory suddenly started separating and sliding into place. When it settled, I realized it had locked the sinners away in some kind of hold, isolating them from me, Virgilius, and Charon. What the hell? Is this just an ambush? Yup, it is. The purpose of this test is to measure your behaviors and response in case of a surprise attack. So ambush it is. Was this discussed beforehand, Virgilius? You look anxious, Dante. Well, I suppose you weren't in on this either. I wasn't, for your information. Just go with the flow, Dante. So it goes would be an apt response. I'll find a room somewhere where Kara and I might sit down and enjoy some nice tea. Come find me with Faust once this is over. Ah, tea. Kara wants cake too. Oh, hey, we've got some leftover cake from our last office party. Come this way, please. Martin's fucking cool. Martin's fucking cool. An employee appeared and led Virgilius and Charon away into a nearby office room. Okay, so this is a regular checkup, huh? Let's get this done. It's gonna be easy, it's just some Picatula. They suck. Whatever. Barely even a concern. Luckily, the beats are fucking lit. So they're countering, I wish they wouldn't, but it's whatever. And they're kinda speedy, so we'll need to... Yeah, we'll be fine. It's all good. We've got enough lust here to get whistles going, so that's very helpful. Yeah, we got something going. The whistles are very helpful. Beautiful. Excellent start. Nice. Which leads to a counter. Barely noticed. Fucking dead. Oh, get him. Beautiful. Just gonna fuck it up. Fucking gorgeous. 3 waves I see. Ah, yes, very good. I would like to try and save up lust for more whistles, though I don't know if it'll be entirely necessary, because considering the rate at which we're cutting through them, we're probably just gonna get max SP really soon. So maybe just go for them. Don't worry about the strategies too much. Hit them, lads. Very nice, very nice. Good effort, but no chance. That kick does so much staggering. Beautiful. Doing well, doing well. I'll see if I can save up my lust each time to get at least 3 resonance, because that gets us Kokundo and Hyundai. Hyundao, I don't know. Point is, it gets us more bonuses, so that's the time to use it, I reckon. Although, as standard, we already get Dark Cloud Blade and Dark Cloud Blade. Plus 5 poise counter skills use skill 3. Which doesn't have any poise, so it's moot, isn't it? Go for him!
건
Beautiful.
즐겁네요.
Nice. Not a lot of damage, but a win's a win. I'll take it. If this won't kill. It might kill. No, I never get the kill with execution. It's so frustrating. He's so cool.
좀 더 잘 배는 건 즐겁네요.
Get a bit of lust resonance going. That's pretty good. Happy with that. Yeah. We'll replace that one because it's not got a very high chance to succeed with that. Good stuff. Go in on them. Lovely. The gripping, the gripping, the gripping. With max SP, we should be able to do quite well here. Very nice. Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing I always say, but I really like this scene. I really like them. I think they're really cool. I've been wanting to play with the Kurakumo for so fucking long, and I'm just really glad that now I get to. Are they amazing? Fuck no. Like, they're actually kind of shit, but I'm just really happy to be playing with them. Deal with them. Case in point of what I just said. Very nice. Get him, Rhodia. Hell yeah. The barber fucking rules, though. She really does. She's so good. So fucking cool. Absolutely adore her. Ah. I wanted some combat, now I'm getting some combat. Now, this fight obviously isn't much, but I don't care. I just wanted some combat. Clean them up. Go for it.
검을 덜 갈았었나?
Gorgeous.
지원을 갖추는
Beautiful. Do the thing! Yeah! Yeah! Lovely.
정화.
Nice. Does not seem the sinners be capable of defeating the Pikachu without a proper... I didn't see the last bit of that. I'll see it in editing, so it's all good. We went through various tests, including command ability trials using Pikachu Invidiae. Ha, Manager Esquire, hey ho, I've attained score, most perfect. To be surpassed by Miss Don Quixote in a contest of knowledge, must I delve further in my studies? Or shame? Hey, he sang Bud, they were testing our Fixer Association knowledge, huh? Totally. Honestly, she's got more than enough Fixer fixation for the entire boss. All kinds of general knowledge, trivia quizzes. What's the first thing you focus on when meeting a new person? The look in their eyes? How strong they look? Bloody hell, this ain't easy. Your leadership style is strong, decisive, and goal-oriented. You are, Maso? We were finally allowed a quick break after going through all kinds of mysterious, strange personality tests as well. Next, basic fitness test for all sinners. We can finally get started on the real meat of this checkup. Wait, then what were all those tests you guys are running on us? They were conducted in order to collect various data that the LCE department has been missing. In other words, we capitalized on this opportunity to fulfill our private curiosities. Ha ha ha, this was a waste of time for you. Still, I'd say it was very productive. We now know a lot about you guys that'll help us support the LCB going forward. To be fair, yeah. Alright, we're gonna go over some tests that can be conducted in groups first. Please form a line here. What, like this? We have hoodies now. Let's get this over with. Looks like we've got a long day ahead of us. Wow, these are some comfy clothes they've given us. Right, I could totally see myself wearing these to sleep. To sleep? They're LCE properties, so you better return them as soon as we're done here. Oh, come on. Let them keep them. Just a little fucking company perk. They don't get much else for doing this. Gotcha. By the way, can you take a look at my wrist here before we actually get started? I've been feeling a bit soreness there, but Dante won't turn the clock for just me, you know. Turning of the clock for such trivialities may cause the formation of an unfavorable habit. Perhaps Maso can remedy your pain. I am always prepared to administer necessary aid should you request it. Maso's a healer. He plays a healer in MMOs. Actually, you know what? I'm totally fine now, don't you worry. Please stand still. If you think I can't see some of you on your tiptoes, you'd be very wrong. Heels on the ground, please, Don Quixote. But my heels are on the ground. Fine. And, can you snuff out your cigarettes before the test begins? Oh, this one isn't lit. It's just there so I can look cool. It's true, it's not lit. Ah. And what about bold but scram? Okay, so the basic group tests are complete. I seem to have forgotten something quite important I had to establish prior to beginning the tests in earnest. I need an assistant. An assistant? I need an assistant to help me smooth out the testing procedures. You got two of them already right behind you if you need directions. Looks like those opaque glasses are stopping you from seeing properly. Oh, we're not Mr. Hohenheim's assistants. We're specifically assistant researchers. Yes, of course, there is much that distinguishes these two occupations. I can't tell if he's being sarcastic or not. I would like for one of you to be my assistant for the duration of this checkup. This is literally an excuse to get Dante away from the rest of the team, so that he can assess them without Dante's leadership. Rhodia suddenly raised her hand. I wasn't planning on asking for volunteers, but now that you've raised your hand, I'll give you the floor. Don't ask me to do it, it's just not my vibes, you know. I'll take a researcher job, though. I'm a big fan of her style. Rhodia trailed off, greedily caressing the clothes of one of the researchers. Well, what are you doing? I didn't really have you in mind anyway, but duly noted nonetheless. I would also like to refuse your nomination. The position of an assistant to Hohenheim implies that the said assistant is, when it comes to skill, inferior to the person they are assisting. Oh yes, two pride characters for sure. Well, Faust is a pride character. Her ego attack is pride. Sin of her moves is pride, if I remember correctly. I think it's a skill 3. I can't remember right now, honestly. I'm drawing a blank. But I think she is pride-based. Again, I didn't have you in mind either, but your passionate expression of intent is nonetheless appreciated. Oh, I wonder who came up with this brilliant idea of putting two smart asses together to waste time pointing out each other's minor mistakes. If I were to talk about myself, I want to open by saying that I was a class vice president in school, a diligent model student who assiduously facilitated the tasks of the class president in... What's with everyone getting so anxious to get picked here? Do you fellas actually want to be his assistant? Getting in the front of center of things is just bothersome, you know? I kind of felt like I had to apply for the position for some reason. Well, the decision has already been made. Do note that the selection criteria is fully based on my very subjective opinion. You there, orange-haired sinner. Ah, Ishmael almost threw me to the ground as she confidently strode up to the front of the line. Oof. Greetings, Mr. Hohenheim. As you must be aware, if you've taken a look at my documents, I've rarely let anyone down during my various tenures, offices, and associations. You'll have nothing to worry as long as I'm by your side, unless we're going to the Great Lake, at which point I might have another breakdown. Also, can I add this experience to my resume if I ever get a chance to submit a transfer request to work at the headquarters? Again, don't put me on the Great Lake. I was a sailor, you know. Didn't know you were still holding on to that hope. I called on you to ask you to move because you were standing in front of the sinner I chose. Oof. Ishmael now starts the next battle at minus 45 SP. Everyone turned around to look at Heathcliff, who was absent-mindedly scratching at the bridge of his nose. Huh? Me? Me? It seemed that Ishmael was even more shocked than Heathcliff was. Wait, but what? But why? I'm right here. Why would you pick someone like... It is a common misconception among many researchers to assume that the higher their level of education and the more elaborate their resume, the better candidate one makes for a research project participant. But that's just common sense, isn't it? At least when it comes to research? However, were you aware that most great discoveries are made from a potent mix of spontaneity and intuition? A perfect descriptor for our friend here, I would say. What say you, Heathcliff? I believe that this aggressive and passionate approach of yours gives you more than sufficient qualification to command and lead them in my stead. Is that right? He replied, scratching his head. Be honest now, Yi Sang. You were kind of looking forward to getting picked, weren't you? It is but fate that things were once good in the eyes of the mainstream are to be made less desirable with the passage of time. And when one does indeed fall out of favor, the intelligentsia of the bygone days must rightly excuse themselves to the realm of memories and past. Yi Sang replied with a particularly downcast look. I am glad to have you on board as my new assistant. Rightio, so, what have I got to do now? Nothing too complicated, you only need to liberally express your free spirit, just as you are now. Ah, now I see what he's doing. Hohenheim sure knows which one of the group to coax to make things go over smoothly. Martin whispered quietly at me in a voice that only I could hear. I had no idea what the fuck he was talking about, so it's fine. This is fun, I like this. This is a good time, yeah.
가야 할 곳으로 보내준 것뿐이죠. 보이는 걸 베어냈을 뿐이고요.
Please give me some more combat, I want more combat. Ah, fine. The assistant. I'm sure Heathcliff will do a bang-up job. Ah! Heathcliff seemed eager to, as Hohenheim had suggested, express his free spirit to the best of his abilities. Right, you there, get in line. Single file, lads, let's make this easy for all of us. But aren't you also participating in the test with the rest of us, Heathcliff? Oh yeah, but I'm the assistant. Since when do you wear glasses? Glasses are basic apparatuses of all researchers. Look, slightly pushing up on the glasses helps to put on the air of a studious, learned individual, like so. It's true. I'm doing it right now. More like how Heathcliff does it, actually. I don't do the multiple finger thing, although I should. But I always do it with my index. Fucking Martin's got it down, though. Look at him go. Hell yeah. Just like how slightly pushing up the frames of my glasses while wondering what to have for lunch makes it seem as though I'm contemplating on the more profound aspects of life. Boy, let's not make this any harder than it's gotta be, lass. Snuff out that cigarette in your mouth, yeah? Been a while since I heard a pig squeal. Blimey, can't you just do as I say for once? Oh, it's actually pretty effective. It seems that we are now ready to conduct the tests, finally. The primary purpose of this test is to see on a physical level how your current abilities scale compared to yourselves before you're hiring. This is something I'm actually very interested in finding out. Canonically, how much stronger are we than when we started? Because we're obviously stronger. You know, we've taken on way more powerful things than we did in Kanto 1 with solid levels of success. But I would like, or maybe I wouldn't, I don't know, but I'm curious to put something to that. Be like, right, roughly, very roughly, whereabouts are we considered? How strong in the grand scheme of things is, for example, a blood-starved first kindred? Because we didn't beat Don Quixote necessarily, we had to use Sancho for it, using all their blood fiend powers, but we gave him a run for his money. So the question is, where does that put us? I see, so they're trying to see how much they've progressed since before they joined the company. I had a feeling this would happen, but the mere mention of the words progression caused a rather loud ruckus among the sinners. If I were to speak for myself, executive manager, I can confidently say that the thought of progressing as a person in all aspects of life is ingrained into my very being. Thus, as a fruit of those efforts, I've grown to be much more precise and scathing in my critique of others' mistakes. Yeah, I noticed. Is that progress, though? Yi Sang's made progress. Perhaps I've learned to let certain thoughts rest in favor of others. I once allowed myself to be trapped in overlong ruminations on worries of all manners, idly abiding as I was consumed by my very thoughts. Now, I have come to accept certain things as they are. Ooh. And I've come to, sometimes, allow my mind to form bereft of rigorous reason, floating away gently, as though on a rolling stream. Is that not quite pleasant? Ah, okay, I guess that is progression of sorts, I suppose. I'm pretty sure I'm less of a picky eater than I used to be. Still haven't dealt with the trauma of losing my family, though. My grip strength is much stronger, too. Ooh. Look, I think I'm getting calluses on my palms. Yeah, I'll start getting them on my fingers from playing bass. It hurts. That's the thing, though. Most musicians have calluses on their fingers before they perform for an audience. I had to go on stage with newbie hands. I was so woefully unprepared and still am. I've got a gig next month, fucking hell. Well, you don't really have to try to prove it to us. Because the enemies we're fighting have been getting stronger too, that's an undeniable truth. We did experience a pretty spectacular year, you know. Yeah, they've done a lot in a year and gotten considerably stronger in a year. A brutal year, yet so potent with significance. Ah, true. I guess growth really does come with time, huh? Usually more time than just a year, but here we are. Right? I feel like the bonds between us got a lot deeper. We've all grown closer, you know? Like glue. Like glue, huh? I like it. A certain misunderstanding seems to be brewing in tandem with this uplifting exchange of heart-to-hearts. Allow me to step in and nip it in the bud. We don't do emotions around here. Let me give it to you straight. All of your abilities were diminished the moment you were hired by this company. Equally defanged and depowered, if you will. Oh. So they were all a lot stronger before they were hired? Equally defanged. In other words, all of your abilities have been brought down to the, to the same general level as our 11th sinner here. Why am I your point of reference? Sinclair is some of my strongest identities. Ah, if this is what you meant earlier by growing closer, like glue, then I suppose it was quite the apt choice of words. Oi, take that back. I take it back. No, so you're not really that much stronger than I am, huh? Wow, Sink, is that the sound of your sense of self-preservation shattering into the ether? That's it, you bloody... Excuse me, I need to know why that happened. Did we all get depowered because of the Golden Bow? Wait, does this have anything to do with those chains that appeared when we first entered a contract with Dante? Indeed, one of the powers of a Golden Bow is connection. You are now all fairly, evenly, and equally mediocre. Ah. Hohenheim's comment and the subsequent stare seemed a bit targeted. Think of it as something akin to cliff of deterrence employed by the Lobotomy Corporation. So the truth is finally revealed. This was why I, Otis, grew so pathetically weak the moment I joined this company. It does explain a lot in that regard, actually. Because it felt like a lot of these sinners had adventures prior to their time in Limbus Company that would have required a significantly higher level of skill and strength than they displayed in, say, Canto 1. Which, at the time, I think even the people who say nothing in this game is a contrivance for gameplay, I think even they thought that, yeah, that is kind of a gameplay contrivance because the early enemies have to be weak. But now it has been explained. Art thou implying that thou hast always known? Of course. Had I been in my prime, I could have wiped the floor with you miserable doormats in a matter of seconds. You wipe floors with doormats? Man, we're all so prone to saying whatever once the burden of proof is gone, huh? So that's why my murderous arm's been quiet ever since they hired me. I did wonder about that. It didn't really have anything to do with my heart after all. Gregor? Oh, what's the use of all this chatter? What matters is we've all been brought down to the level of the lad. But I got calluses on my palms. He's a good fighter. He is. I don't think he... I don't know who would be the weakest, but he's not weak. Yet, not all of the Golden Bow's effects must have been of detriment to us. Yi-Sang started, carefully attempting to navigate through a conversation that appeared to be turning into a tinderbox. Was it not the advantages granted to us by the Golden Bow impaled in the pallid whale of the Great Lake by which we triumphed? What, really? Correct. Had the pallid whale been at its full strength, it is highly likely that we may still have been trapped inside its stomach, struggling to survive. Also, it can also be said that the diminishing effect was not applied in equal measure across all affected subjects. Well, that makes sense, I guess. I never could have knocked Heathcliff out with one punch if I was only as strong as Sink. It's a real handy trick, you know. Those are Heathcliff noises, you can't prove they're not. Additionally, certain individual quirks cannot be suppressed by the Golden Bow. Certain quirks that one may consider to be an individual's idiosyncrasies. Also, that explains Ryoshu's impressive blade work with Mr. Bumble back at the T-Corp factory. Heh, won't waste my breath boasting. You never do anyway. Well, if your strengths have indeed progressed since the onboarding, then the average must have risen as well. One of the purposes of these tests is to measure that very difference. So what exactly goes into these tests? I know there's a district that uses a machine that can analyze most aspects of the subject with a quick scan, so is it going to be something like that? There are dozens, if not hundreds, of ways to determine one's abilities without the assistance of machinery. In fact, I know of a perfectly appropriate methodology for this group. A perfectly appropriate methodology? We spend some time out of our busy schedules to tailor each test for each sinner of the LCB. That was pretty tough, I'll have you guys know. Tailor tests for each sinner, huh? I don't really like the sound of that, if you ask me. We will utilize the Picatula and the distortion phenomenon. Oh, that doesn't sound much like some super innovative method you were building up to. What a letdown. Right? Honestly, for all that talk, I thought they'd come up with something more impressive than that. Assistant. Alright, that's enough chatter, now get in there! Combat. Meaningless wrath, and it's just Picatula. Clear encounter with all allies at 50% or more HP. Oh. Sinclair, we might gonna have to swap you out for something else. Yeah, this'll do. Yeah, this is a fun team up. Yeah, these two can handle it.
제가 원하는 대로 베어버려도 되나요?
Could be tough though. Oh, let's see here. Right, first one on the blocks. Heathcliff had already begun flipping through the papers in his hands. What an unfamiliar sight. Right, you and you there, inside now. Heathcliff, the assistant, pointed toward Hongler and Sinclair. Hello, 1, 2, testing. Am I coming through? As you must be well aware by now, I'm not going to wait for a response. The Picatula are entities that have failed to even distort. Oh, it seems like we'll be fighting the Picatula again. Oh, right. I have a question. It's something that's been nagging at me the whole time since I arrived. Aren't these tests basically just us killing people for no reason? They're all safely contained, which means they don't pose any danger to anyone. Why is he being such a bleeding all of a sudden? Oi, we've been slaughtering countless scores of those sods, so what's the hold up now? Yeah, but we didn't have any choice back then because we were on a mission, and do you believe that taking a life to live is unlike taking a life for the sake of it? I do. I understand. It seems that human memory is, after all, made to be finite. Save for few exceptional individuals, people are prone to misplacing memories even from yesterday. So who are they, Dante? Who do you believe they are, this group you lead? Given the expected communication difficulties between us, allow me to make this a multiple choice question. 1, family, 2, friends, or 3, colleagues. I guess they're closest to colleagues? Oh, you're supposed to say friends! Dante says 3 colleagues. Hongler was practically squished against the containment unit window, holding up 3 fingers. He must have heard us talking. Incorrect. It's none of the above. The truth is that they are sinners, not family, not friends, not colleagues, prisoners. I know. But the knowledge of something and the acceptance of it must be distinguished. I learned that people are prone to forgetting their places when the going gets easy, when life becomes comfortable enough for them to consider the luxury of timely meals to be a certainty. Thus, I find these reminders to be quite useful. These sinners, bound to Limbus Company, are still fettered by their chains and shackles. Naturally, they have no access to such a thing as the right to refuse. Or would it be easier for you to accept that fact if I was to suggest that you consider this but a mere extension of your responsibilities? That's quite a lot, because a lot of the focus behind the last few cantos has been Dante leaning more towards seeing the sinners as friends/family, and now we come to a place where they remind us that they are literally prisoners/slaves to this company. I know they're sinners, but you can't talk to them like Faust. You gonna pipe up and translate? Translations are unnecessary. I think I get the picture of what was said given the atmosphere of this room. Dante, when you agreed to the contract, you must have made a deal of sorts to gain something to your benefit. Am I correct? Your memories, your head, and your past. There must be so much that you would like to know, and perhaps your desire to get them back is what stops you from simply quitting. What I mean to say with this little demonstration is that no one in this room has any right to grumble or refuse. Faust, is he usually... Yes, this is his usual demeanor. Hello, I know I'm not the one to talk, but you don't exactly have a lot of friends, do you? Those who rise above their peers tend to attract a certain degree of hostility from others. Now shall we begin? We are severely behind schedule. Damn. She honed in on that. She honed in on that weakness and hit it. While the combatants do what they do, please pay attention to the following presentation about the Picatula projected onto this glass panel. This lecture has been prepared with the assumption that its students have an average level of knowledge, so if you consider this presentation to be boring or too difficult to understand, then you may consider your knowledge level to be below average. All this material seems quite elementary to me. Not sure what's so difficult about this. Yeah, save that for when the lecture actually starts. As you must already know, there are 7 categories of Pikachu, and as far as I am aware, the highest stage of Pikachu you have observed was in stage 3, so far at least. Wherefore didst thou utter a little muttering of so far at least, at the end of thine words, good sir? Sharp. Well, it's simple. Researchers have a habit of avoiding absolutes in all things. Never say never, or so they say. So you're not ruling out the possibility that we might be running into Pikachu beyond stage 3? Ah. Indeed. We prefer not to put down such arbitrary limitations. Anyway, the first type of many Pikachu to be covered today is Picatula Irae, Red Picatulum of Wrath. The nature of fire is to burn, and burn until there is nothing left to be burned. I see, they're quite literally burning with rage. Now that I think back on it, didn't you express something like that before, Sinclair? I remember you screaming so fiercely that you could hardly control your own body. On the other hand, I don't think I've ever seen you get angry or upset, Hongler. Ah, that's... The realization of meaninglessness extinguishes the reason for the spark to start a fire. Oh, I see now. No matter how much Heathcliff or Miss Otis bully me, expressing my anger at that is meaningless at the end of the day. Okay, I did enjoy it a little when I had to accidentally step on Heathcliff's toes, but... Wait, what exactly is the takeaway supposed to be here? Yes, that is exactly how it is. Good, great, good. A lot of progress being made, question mark. Well, this is a team. This time your condition is to ensure that no sinners suffer heavy wounds. I don't think I've been checking the EXs because I think I just assumed they were, you know, be here within 10 turns. Never thought to check. This could be tricky. I know that this version of Sinclair starts pretty weak. Game burn equal to turn count. Okay. I'm not going to worry too much about fulfilling the EXs on camera. I'm happy to do that in my own time. But I'll give it a go at the very least, you know. It's good to try. 3 waves. We need to stay above 50% HP and we're going to take more burn over time. So realistically, we want to not fail any clashes and kill them quickly. Focus one down, I guess. Go on, lads. Cloud Cutter is a good opener. I've said this many times. Good stuff. Good, more SP. Lots of staggers. It's going well. Sinclair, Dawn Sinclair might have been a really good shout for this, actually. Good stuff, good stuff. Very nice. Oh, yeah. There we go. So we definitely want Sunset Blade so we can hit more people. He'll start taking more and more SP damage over time, though, so we want to get through these quite quickly. But he's probably going to revert back to his original stage before we get to the end of this. But as long as we don't take damage, it's fine. But that's a big if, isn't there, really? The Hongler is more durable, so he should probably take the counter. More as many Cloud Cutters as we can do. Sunset Blade, definitely. See how that goes. Good stuff. Not doing a ton of damage, but it's okay. We'll get there. That's very helpful. This actually might be better for Honglu because we're not going to keep the bleed up very much, which means Cloud Burst will do a lot of damage. Fuck him up. 30, wow. I mean, it is Wrath on Wrath. I guess I can't be too surprised. That's much better. Sinclair is running out of SP. I have noticed this. We should probably let Honglu handle the clashes because his SP is still high. Having said that, it's not looking great in some cases. Probably gonna have to go with that. The counters are actually kind of an issue here, but we'll have to make do. Focus him down, swing at him, maybe one on him to make sure he goes down. See what we can do. Yes, good stuff. Lovely. Love to see it. Somehow still not reverted yet, which is just fine by me, with the extra attack weight, but we'll see. There we go. Ah, boss fight time. Yes. The counter is an issue. You'll take 15 to 28. You'll take 14 to 27.
왔나요, 단테님? 왔나요, 단테님?
Should be okay to take 1. But it'll start getting worse from that point onwards. I don't think either of these two... I don't think I have healing ego for either of these two, so that's a bit of an issue. Bit of a risk, but I reckon if Sinclair lands Blazing Strike, he'll have the SP to make his other attacks do better. Only downside is I don't think I want him to land the first hit, but he's going to kind of have to, isn't he? Might have to accept the fact that I'm not going to get any X on this one. But that's okay. Like I said, I'll do it in my off time. Fun little challenges, though. Do appreciate it. 6+ burn, reuse the skill. That's rough. That's what you want to get here quickly. A lot of this is about speed, which we failed at. Here we go. Yeah, not a lot of damage. Not surprised. That went surprisingly well. I didn't think you'd hit all of us, though.
환상의 세계로 들어가 보죠.
If I'd known it was going to go that way, because I thought for sure it was going to stagger Sinclair, I would have had him keep attacking, basically. But I thought he was going to stagger from... Oh, well, it was a stagger. Okay, well, that was a rather unfortunate timing.
재미는 없겠지만 그렇게 할게요.
Youch. 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 It's not good. It's not good. We might actually just lose. Oh no. Oh, it's because I was too slow. I failed.
함께 싸울 수 있을 거라.
Oh, I wasn't expecting to use Sinclair and Honglu. It's not a team up I was expecting. Oh dear.
검이 조금 무뎠나 봐요.
The blade must have gotten a bit dull. Must have. Good stuff.
나갈 수 없어.
Very good.
되는 건 즐겁네요.
Alright, it was a bit of speed there. We got... Ah, we're still at 6 though. Fuck. You'll have to be fine. Go for it, lads.
재미는 없겠지만 그렇게 할게요. 이 경적 속에서 타올라라.
It's not a lot of damage. It's very upsetting. No! Really didn't need that.
이 경적 속에서 타올라라.
We'll get some free damage at least, but...
여전히 무섭다. 그럼에도 멈추고 싶지 않아.
Now he's staggered. Land of Illusion makes him fatally weak to Wrath. I ain't got a lot of options.
없겠지만 그렇게 할게요.
Yeah, I kind of figured. I mean, Honglu's just gonna die. Oh, the fire! And this is all plus... fucking shit. Now, I know what you're thinking. Just don't use Kurikumo Honglu. He's bad for this, and you're right. You're absolutely right. But on the other hand, fuck that. I'm gonna do it.
제가 원하는 대로 베어버려도 되나요? 그렇게 할게요. 낙인을 새겨드리죠. 좀 더 잘 벨 수 있을 것 같은데요? 좀 더 잘 벨 수 있을 것 같은데요? 되는 건 즐겁네요. 이번에야말로 이 싸움을 끝내주겠어. 그렇게 할게요. 나갈 수 없어. 되는 건 즐겁네요. 이 경적 속에서 타올라라. 멈추고 싶지 않아. 좀 더 잘 될 수 있는 망설이야. 나아갈 수 없어. 겁이 나. 그럼에도 멈추고 싶지 않아. 이 경적 속에서 타올라라. 망설이지 말고 당신도 꽂혀보세요. 누군가에게 저주받는 기분이 어떤 것인지. 새겨드리죠. 그렇게 할게요. 되는 건
Yes.
즐겁네요.
Pretty sure that's CX as well. Alright, when I shut up, I can actually do it, but that's very difficult with those two. Honglu being weak to Wrath is not great.
확실한 승리였어요. 돌아가면 저번처럼 홈파티라도 할까요?
Sinclair is really good for it because Dawn Sinclair is fantastic, but the fact that he uses Wrath moves, or some of his best moves are Wrath moves, he wasn't bad for it, but he wasn't the best for it, I imagine. There were probably better options. That was tricky. That was very tricky. I appreciate that. Meaningless Wrath, Directionless Sloth will be the next one. But that'll be like next time or something, because I've already been going longer than I wanted to, but that, to be fair, is because I was having fun. Because this is a really cool mode and I enjoy it. This is a really good intervallo and I enjoy it. I'm having a good time. I need more tickets. In my off time, I'm going to be grinding so many fucking tickets, let me tell you. I need to get everyone up to suitable levels, because everyone's going to have to fight. Oh no. Oh dear. Most of these are up to I3 as well. They're not even up to I4, which might be helpful, but I'll focus on levels first. I think that's the most important thing. God damn. But that's really cool. Like, to be fair, going into it, I was thinking like, oh yeah, it's mostly just going to be the idea of like seeing where they're at, combat trials and stuff like that. But we're delving into a lot of lore stuff, like, you know, the replacement of an entire wing in the city, how the sinners feel about where they are, the company's opinion of the sinners, what Limbus Company is up to. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. It's actually a really good intervallo. I like it a lot. But I'll leave more of my thoughts for once we get further into the intervallo. Really surprised that we've gotten one so soon. They're absolutely cranking them out at the moment, and it's good stuff as well. Very much appreciate it. But that's all from me for today, friends. Thank you so much for watching. Special thanks to our members and patrons: Crescent, Tony the Horse, Cryolytic, Lyra the Hagsire, Bissalangi, Jack, The Elf Lord, Jordan Rothberg, Ninja Dog, Ember Fox, Grand Captain General Peace, Beanbag Turtle, Malignant Humor, Cuds, Kana Samaria, Poe, Porkchop Lebrack, Lifesteal, Mega Mr. Z-Man, Unclever Names, Summercat, Flanny, Painted Dragoon, Lip Potatoes, Proxy, Caminera, Moa, Heartland, Harak J, Dresso, Sion Distance, Lol, Etherbin, Linky, Xeon, Cedar, Bimbort, Alkia, Honeydew, Sweet Baby Red, Jessica T, Plutonium Pie, Dreamer Ghost, Lepal Lullaby, K-Bub, Magic Owl, The Frostbite, Monsoon, SCP-106A, Namad, and Kenny T800 for supporting me on YouTube and on Patreon. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you all so much for watching. I'm very pleased with the Kurakumo team. I like them a lot. But I think my commitment to this team idea is going to make this intervallo a little more challenging, especially getting those fucking, what are they called? Those EXs as well, because that doesn't just require beating it, but it means beating it well as well. And, yeah, that might be tricky with what I'm doing, but hey, it's a challenge. I like a challenge. I enjoy it, and I like a challenge when I get to use stuff that I like using. And I'm perfectly happy to brute force it to try and make that work, because I don't know, I just find that an enjoyable way to play. Kurakumo aren't that bad, they're just fairly under par, so I reckon I can do it. But regardless, thank you so much for watching, and whatever happens next time, hope I see you there. Doodles, goodbye.